We're fishing 7 days a week. I did work at Bass Pro. Yep. They let me go for going to the hospital last Sunday. Isn't that crazy? They fired me for going to the hospital because my throat started closing up. And they justified it as I left a busy shift with nobody to cover me, and management had to cover my position. So, me going to the hospital and getting 3.5 ounces of liquid pulled out of my throat was not justifiable. Yeah, I'm gonna miss working there. You know, I like working at Bass Pro not just because I enjoy bass fishing, obviously, but the people. Well, in the state of Georgia, unfortunately, that's not considered a wrongful termination. I've already looked into it. Is it an asshole situation to fire somebody who goes to the hospital? Yes, but technically they could do it anytime they want to and justify it. I think what happened is a couple weeks ago, uh, some of our main HR people came and started asking questions about sexual harassment from the upper management, and I don't think that my responses were classified. I think my upper management saw my responses because literally the next day after, my management like basically turned their back on me. That's not cool. What, they want you to choke out on the floor? Yeah, so I got written up one day. This is how messed up this place is sometimes. So, sorry, I was looking, I just saw the big gator pretty close to it. So, I have AFib, which is, an early sign of heart trouble, and I had walking pneumonia, and bronchitis, and I didn't realize that I had it. And I went to work one day, and all of a sudden, nope, we're not going to do that. Message me your Cash App. You're not going to do that. Why can't I tag this guy? There we go. All right, sorry about that, guys. I started feeling real sick, right, and I started feeling it in my chest, and I sat down on the floor, and one of my managers came up to me and he's like, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I don't know. Something is not right. I'm having a very tough time breathing." Well, then I passed out. So they called the ambulance on me, and I get to the hospital, and that's when they let me know that just a sign you're getting views when the Cash App spammers find you. Yeah, don't do that, man. They're trying to get you to scam you. Well, they called an ambulance on me, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I get to the hospital. I find out that I have bronchitis, pneumonia, and walking pneumonia all at the same time. So I'm running like 103-degree temperature, and my doctor's like, you need to stay out. You need to be out. So they gave me 5 days, 5 day written excuse, and I was like, okay, cool. So I'm not going to be working, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, because I was off, whatever. And when I came back in, they had written me up for causing a distraction for having the ambulance come pick me up. And I'm like, what? Hello from Kennedy in Pennsylvania. Where are you fishing? We're in Savannah, Georgia. Lana Angle, thank you so much for the share. Yeah, they had written me up for causing a distraction at work for having the ambulance come basically pick me up off the floor. I didn't even remember them calling the ambulance, and I don't even remember the drive in the ambulance. I just remember waking up in the bed and being like, "Where am I?" So yeah, they had written me up for that, and I was like, "That's I'm literally dying here, and you guys are writing me up because you had to call the ambulance? Are you kidding me?" So I think what happened, to be honest with you, is I think my GM and my AGM are probably about to. I think they're about to get canned for harassment. Is what's about to happen. And I think just removing me the way that they removed me kept me from saying anything else. Because these managers, they're my age, you know, they're 50, and they're like, they're they're harassing these 20-year-old girls pretty hardcore. Matter of fact, the AGM from my location had to move from my location for 5 years because he ended up getting a one of the young girls pregnant, and they moved him instead of like firing him from this position. They moved him. They moved him down to Florida. Oh yeah, I know my stuff. I've been fishing all my life, you know. It's all good. I mean, I was probably gonna have to leave them soon anyway. For those of you who don't know, I got into a car wreck with Comcast. I'm retired technically from Comcast, and for medical, I got into a car wreck with them, and they retired me because of it. And currently, I'm waiting on surgeries to happen from like disability and stuff, and it's supposed to happen this year. So I probably would end up leaving them anyway, but I'd hate to see corporate sue you for spilling the tea. Good luck with that. What are they gonna get from me? Blood. All my assets are hidden under another name. All my assets don't claim to me. They still go to my father. You know, my father's passed. Smart. Everything that I owned is in my father's name, and I'm just the executor of his estate. I'm an a-hole sometimes. I've learned very early that I have the mouth that gets sued. Well, so there was we had a girl that worked there. Um, she had lost her child, and after she came back, I mean, obviously she wasn't there, you know. I mean, God forbid you lose a child. It really is the worst thing. And she broke down one day at Bass Pro and was like crying in the bathroom. And they told her that she could go on paid leave and that all she had to do was quit. Well, what did she do? She quit. And they justified it as, well, she quit, so we don't have to pay her anything. So they talked her into quitting to go under paid leave, and because she just quit like she was told to do, they just let her go. So it's pretty trashy, pretty trashy. But it's I don't think it's Bass Pro in general. I just think it's this store. This store is the upper management at this store is kind of piece of crap. I've already told my GM there's going to be a receipt coming one day, my friend. Him and I bump into each other way too much for not for us to not have one throwdown, which will happen. I've already told him there will be a time that I see you out and about with your family, and I'm gonna walk right up to you and I'm gonna pimp slap the shit out of you. Backhand across the table, whack. Oh, I thought I got something, but apparently it's a big old stick. There we go. There we go. Big old stick right here. Not even caught on anything. Wow. Jake, it's going, my friend. It's going, buddy. We ain't catching much. We ain't catching much. I'm joking, yeah. I'm not that kind of guy, man. Caught a tree, yep. I'm not that kind of guy, man, where I would mess with somebody in their family. I'm too much of a family guy, you know? But there is gonna come a time where him and I are gonna cross paths, and I'm probably gonna end up saying something to him. I mean, I know what it is. They didn't just fire me just to fire me. They did it because I talked about the whole sexual harassment thing. I guarantee it. Memphis, I have not. That's a bucket list of mine. Yeah, they let me go on Friday, man. They let me go because I went to the hospital. They let me go because I went to the hospital on last Sunday. So they justified it as I left my shift, even though I went to the hospital and had liquid. They moved like 3.5, 4 ounces of liquid out of my throat. So, yep. But again, like I said, man, I think the big issue is uh, I think it's because of me talking about the whole sexual harassment thing that's going on over there. That Bass Pro, I hate to say it, and I'm sure it's everywhere. I'm sure sexual harassment is absolutely rampant everywhere. But these 50, 60-year-old men's, you're gonna leave a bad review? Well, no. See, I normally I only loose lip sink ships. You try the reservation near me, and ugh. Oh yeah. So I work. I did work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with Bass Pro, and then I had Monday through Thursday off. So I went to the hospital on that Sunday on my shift, and then I brought the um, doctor's excuse on Monday, and then they waited until Friday when I came back in to I had just clocked in when when two managers pulled me to the side. Someone at your Bass Pro cracked the big tank. Oh no! And you know what, man? Uh, they are they're very lucky that they didn't get in trouble because believe it or not, those bass tanks are federally protected. Those bass tanks are federally protected. It's crazy how much protection those aquariums have on a federal level. Fall River. I got a bunch of friends up in Fall River, man. Always something happening in the fall. Fall River, that means you're an asshole. Yes, I've seen the video. We had, oh my God, it's so crazy. So you're not allowed to put your hands on anybody who steals. You're not allowed to put your hands on anybody who, let's say they're getting ready to kidnap a child or take somebody's dog. You're not allowed to put your hands on them. But if they jump in the fish tank, you are allowed to grab them and hold them. Isn't that crazy? Bass Pro will fire you if you try to stop somebody stealing. They will fire you if you try to intervene in a kidnapping or a fight or something along those lines. But if somebody jumps in the fish tank and you don't stop them, you can get in trouble for that. They don't play. No, they don't play about that tank. They really don't. I've seen guys get arrested for throwing lures in there. And then there is a guy who comes along every Monday, Wednesday. Oh, dang it! Something hit me hard right here, and then took off. There is a guy that comes in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to feed them, and he got a parent arrested because the child was hitting the glass with a bottle, with a sippy bottle, and he didn't even say anything to her. Just called the police and had the lady arrested for her child. And I'm standing there and I'm like, dude, you're not seriously gonna have them arrested for that, right? He said, yeah. He said they're causing damage to the tank and the parents are responsible. And I'm like, dude, why don't you just say something? Why don't you just say something? One that got away, yep. Oh yeah. They don't play with that tank. Come on, there's definitely something right here. I'm born and raised here in Savannah. So I've been here to Savannah all my life. I've lived all over the world, but I always come back to Savannah. Savannah is just home. I have lived in 30 different countries and probably 35 different states, but I still come back to Savannah. Danny, what's up, my friend? Savannah is beautiful. God, yes, it is. Well, I guess I'll see you fishing on the weekends now. Oh, yeah. That's right. Watching from Kingstree, South Carolina. How's it going? You're a Smith too, Danny. Very nice to meet you. Why do I move around so much running from the law? No. So this is a good funny story. I worked with Hooters. Yes, Hooters the restaurant for about 12 years. And I did their training and traveling coordination staff. So when a new one opened up throughout the world, I got to go to that location to help hire the management crew, the staff, and then would train them for probably 6 to 8 weeks. So that's how I've lived in so many different countries, is traveling with Hooters. Yeah, people always ask, "Oh, what were you military?" No, it's always funny when I'm like, "Yeah, no, I traveled with Hooters." They're like, "Hooters, the restaurant, the boobies." Yep, that's what I did. So some of the funnest places that I've ever been to with the Hooters, there was, I don't know if it's still there anymore. Japan. Japan's Hooters was pretty cool. Um, Colombia, Brazil, Argentina, Ireland, England. Um, where else did we go? Germany, Australia, Canada, Mexico. Mm, I'm trying to think of where else I went. It's been so long. The Hooters of America went bankrupt, but the franchise, most of your Hooters now, except for your original 25, are franchise. But the original 25, yeah, they went pretty bankrupt. They are still in business. Did you just take a tour of places that lost to the U.S.? Not really. I don't think. You know what's funny about that? About a year ago, one of my old managers from there contacted me and wanted me to come be an area director for the Georgia, South Carolina, and Northern Florida division. And I told him, I said, yeah, no, I'm not getting back into that. I'm married, family. There's no way that I would be traveling from Hooters locations throughout the state and not being around home. You heard England, Germany, etc. Gotcha. Come on, man. I want this thing to hit again. There was definitely a nice fish over here. It was funny when I was lifting off. Man, I'm really surprised. Man, this thing hit so hard too. Dang, I missed that fish. That is 100% my fault right there. I missed that one. Thank you so much for the heart me there, Miss Kim and Mark. Appreciate y'all this morning. Cause I'm in too deep and I'm trying to sleep. I can only imagine the views you saw in the nature too. Yeah, let's just say that was probably a crazy part of life. That's for sure. I tell you what, Colombia and Argentina was like or no, Colombia and Brazil was probably the hardest places to visit because I had to have an armed guard with me because I was an American. Monty, what's up, buddy? I hated that everywhere that I went, I had to have an armed guard. Oh, it sucked so bad because I wanted to go out and party. Kmart is still a thing, absolutely. Well, it was that dangerous for Americans because Brazil, Colombia, Mexico, no voices today, my friend. Those places will kidnap Americans and try to hold them from ransom. So like Brazil and Colombia especially. I had this one guy, and I don't know how he found me. Like I'd go to this bar and I'm trying to lose this guy because I'm thinking they're not gonna mess with me. You know, everybody's so nice. They're having so much fun with this American. Now, I didn't realize that they were trying to actually get me. You know, and this guy, I got pretty hammered one night, and I told the person that I was with, I was like, hey, distract Felipe because I'm gonna leave. Nora, good morning. And I left, and I thought for sure I got this guy. I got him. He ain't gonna find me. I'm gonna go do my own thing. The very next bar that I was at, I took a shot and turned around, and there's Felipe standing right there. No, Mr. Jordan, you no go. You got to stay. Oh man, I tried to ditch you. No, no, I'm good. I find you. It's like, okay, all right. But again, though, what's funny about that is I think that I'm being sneaky. Same thing in like Japan. I think I'm being sneaky, hiding from like my translator or whatnot, only to realize that I'm super white, and compared to everybody else, you could tell where the white guy was. No matter where I was, they could point me out in any crowd. Oh, there's the white guy over there. That's him over there. For a while, I was like, man, how are these guys? How are they finding me so quickly? Yeah, skin tone. When we were in Japan, though, they found me because I was taller than most everybody. Oh yeah, I have holding Americans for ransom generally doesn't work out well for them. Though. No, that's true. It doesn't. When I was in Japan, I laughed because I there's this one guy that I went with. He's 6'9", 6'10", 350 pounds, just muscle on muscle on muscle, just this big old black dude, man. His name was MJ, and he would say it all the time, dude. How do they keep finding me? I'm like, MJ, you're a foot taller than literally everybody here. All we ever did was, did you see the big black guy? And people would instantly point over, and there he is. You're like, oh, there he is. We got him. Michael Smith, thank you so much for the follow, my friend. I thought I was always being sneaky, hiding from my people, and they'd find me so quickly. And the one of the patrons of the bar they were at, she goes, "You know why they found you, right? Right?" And I'm like, "No." She goes, "You're white. You're super white. You're super white with long hair. You're very easy to spot in every crowd." And I'm like, "Oh Jesus Christ! I didn't even think about that." Jeff, thank you for the Fiesta accordion, my friend. Yeah, it's kind of hard. Oh yeah, it's kind of hard to hide yourself. MJ though, it was always funny with MJ, because he would like do the little like uh, bend down hunchback crawl, and I'd always laugh because I'm like, MJ, even when you bend down on your knees, you're still 6 foot tall, dude. Even when you're on your knees, you're still 6 foot tall. So we still see you. If you catch a fish, can I chew on it? Sure, duck. You know what? If you're a struggling duck and you need food, my friend, I would catch one and give it to you, right? I'm sure a lot of your little babies have been eaten by fish. Good morning, my guy. My favorite daredevil. Good morning, my friend. How you doing? How you doing today, buddy? 65,000. Thank, thanks, you friend. The flock will guide you. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I'm still in one piece, absolutely. It's gonna take a little bit more than a couple spooky sounds and a little gator to throw me out of here, you know? We are in Georgia. We are in Georgia. All right, there, YouTube. I'm gonna have to restart my stream real quick. Come right back. I got to restart it because my tablet is overheating. So I'll be right back there, YouTube.